Hello, everybody. We are still in Corona days of quarantine and being obliged to take care of self by distancing ourselves of the other people. And the other people got to do the same thing for the sake of health and safety. But today is a special day. It is the Juneteenth. And some of us are wondering why it was not observed every year at the same time all around the country. What is the reason for that? There are some thoughts coming to my mind, but the most powerful of them is the most important reason for not to observe or not to mention this publicly in the public life of the people is based on ignorance and selfishness. And I will point to the education too. But there is one thing that education cannot cure it or make it better, and that is the same ignorance and selfishness. I'm sure that you know in the Ivy Leagues and in the top-notch universities in this country, the people are getting education and getting the best degrees in graduate degrees and the things in that vicinity. But is it a good cure for ignorance and selfishness? No. Most of the people that they are talking and running their mouth in the radio and TV and writing in the other type of media, they got the degrees. They have the education, but still ignorant, still selfish. And that selfishness and that ignorance is the root cause. Beside that, the education is prepared in a way that they bring the stories to the table of classroom in a way that doesn't bother the interest of the powerful system that manage the society. So in classroom, they get something fictional and they call it history. It is better to be called story, not history. Because without knowing the causes and root causes for the things like slavery, for the things like inequality in the society between two sexes, man and woman, do not get into the problems that we are dealing on a daily basis. These are the things, if categorically is not spoken in the classrooms with the kids, and the kids are not brought up with that type of critical mind about what they are seeing, what they are experiencing, what it is going on around them, we will reach to this point on 2020. Many people are not heard of Juneteenth. For them, the story is General Lee, General this, General that. And why they are famous? Because they massacred the indigenous people, because they massacred these slaves. They are very well taught. They are very well talked about. This is the reason still in this country there are people, and they are really aware of their environment. They are proud of what they have done, and they want to keep still those statues and those memories that they call it good old days. In my eyes, to my opinion, good old days represent free lynching, easy killing, very, very obvious slavery brutality. This is what the meaning of good old days is to me. Being able to put a sign on a park, on a cinema, theater, on a bus, and to say no entrance for dogs and we know what. The good old days mean you can use the N-word anytime, anywhere that you want, and you are not going to be you're not going to be questioned for that. These are the good old days. And the story always is talking about good old days to the kids, and they do not learn what is Juneteenth, what is slavery, who were the Navarro people in this country, the Navarro people, the indigenous people in this country. And now they are talking about making America great again. America was great when Jesse Owens ran in front of the Hitler and the Nazi system and got that medal for this country. That was America the Great. When all around the world the people were singing the songs of Louis Armstrong and was listening to the music of Ray Charles, the America was great already. Without invasion of any country, when the basketball player were playing the basketball and putting that ball in the basket by dunking and jumping on the air, the America was great. When the people like Nina Simone and all around the world was famous, the America was great. What are we talking about? Making America great again? No, America was great without the people like you and like those they are trying to educate our kids in a way that it is not education, it is ignorance, which brings the selfishness, which keep our kids in darkness. Kids are future, and the system, the education system, gotta go above degrees, gotta go above making money, gotta go above how is the business. They gotta stop that, and they gotta teach the people when that guy, which name is Christopher Columbus, came to this country, we are not sure. All those people that they came with him to this country, they were the good people. No way. No way. They were looking for new opportunities. They were looking for new lands. They were looking for something to invade and get something out of it. So I believe in those ships that they landed in the shores of the New World, there were a lot of murderers. There were a lot of convicted people. And those convicted people, those murderers, those non-correct people, those dishonest people, when they invaded the land, they brought their own brutality. And that brutality invaded the lands of other, and they standing on the other people's land, and they called it freedom. We are not talking about these things. I don't know. I'm sorry. I believe they do not talk about these things in the schools. The people came from very, very, very far away with the hope that they are going to reach to the gold and to the honey and to the milk, to the new land under the beautiful sky, and they are going to be the conqueror. They came. That is correct. They discovered it. That is correct. But do not tell me that they were people of the mind and the soul and the spirit and the honesty. No, 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 no. They were adventurer, and usually the adventurer bring with them nothing but some misery. And on those ships that they came and they invaded, there were a lot of criminals too. So these are the things the kids need to learn in the schools. These are the history. And I'm going back to the beginning of my words, which was why we didn't know about Juneteenth till now. I think now we know why we didn't. Selfishness, ignorance, and a very bad system of education and interpretation of history in our early life. I wish you all the best. I love you all, people. I hope you're going to enjoy this beautiful weekend with your family, especially the fathers, young and old. Happy Father's Day, and see you next time. Think and enjoy. Have a good one.